Hey guys, welcome to Rosie's Dessert Spot. Today we'll be creating this stone cake inspired by the pyrite stone. I have my 6-inch cake and I'm slapping it with some ganache onto a 10-inch cake board, filling in with more of the ganache. You can use buttercream for this project as well, I just had ganache on hand. Once it's nice and flat, apply your next layer of cake until your cake is the height that you desire. I like to use 2 cakes cut in half and stacked together. My cakes end up being about 6 inches or so in height, or just under. Create a crumb coat, which is just a thin layer of frosting all around your cake to trap in the crumbs, and repeat the whole process again with a 4-inch cake. Smooth out the sides, bring that top lip of frosting towards the middle, and refrigerate your cake for a good 20 minutes. In the meantime, you can work on your top tier, which is a 4-inch and has a 4-inch cake board underneath. When you're ready to assemble, grab some bubble tea straws or some wooden dowels. Create little pockets on the very top of your cake just to get a rough idea of where you're going to position your dowels. Press them into those little templates that you've created and then cut where the frosting leaves an imprint. This will ensure that your dowels or your bubble tea straws are cut flush with the top of the cake. Here's my 4-inch cake sticking on with a little bit of ganache, and again I have that 4-inch cake board underneath there. Now you can design the cut into your cake, or you could leave it just as is. I decided to make it a little bit more interesting by carving into the cake. I'm making caves and crevices on 2 sides, just using a regular knife. The deeper you make it, the more interesting I think it'll look. So continue carving to your heart's content. Buttercream will again have a very similar effect. Although if you're going to create a final coat in buttercream, I would recommend doing it in the same color as the luster dust that you'll be using. Here I'm using a gold luster dust for this project, so I've just gone on with my ganache. I find that luster dust in gold, it creates a bit more of a darker effect when you apply it directly onto ganache, so I was pretty happy with the way it turned out. But cover your whole cake with the frosting. You don't have to be worried about smoothing this out at all. Once it's generously covered and you've added the ganache into those crevices, take some aluminium foil, spray it with a non-stick vegetable spray, canola I've used here I believe. Give it a good scrunch and then press it into your frosting. This is going to transfer all those little kind of diamond shaped crevices and grooves that the aluminium creates when you scrunch it. And the non-stick oil just allows you to remove the aluminium later with a little bit less resistance. Once it's completely covered, pop it into your freezer to set for about half an hour, and then gently remove the aluminium foil, being mindful not to break it if you can. It will break here and there. That's where we take a knife or something, we just kind of dig into the frosting to remove any bits and pieces. So be very careful to go around your cake at the end and make sure nothing's been left behind. It's also a good opportunity to look where the transfer of the diamond pattern in the aluminium didn't transfer. You can take a knife and just poke it in areas to create a bit more of that pattern. Once you're happy with the finish, take a dry brush, take some dry gold dust, edible luster dust of your choice of color, and dab it all over your cake. The oil that we had on the aluminium foil should help as a glue to stick your luster dust onto the cake. And if your brush does dry out, if your brush becomes moist all of a sudden, you can take another brush and just go on with a clean one. I did have to wash them and then blow dry them with a hairdryer just to get them dry again, but in the end I managed to cover the whole cake. This is edible gold dust that I have in a little luster dust pump bottle, and I'm just creating a bit more of an interest with this glitter. add on your cake topper if you have one, and your cake is complete. Again, this cake design was inspired by this stone that I picked up while traveling overseas. I thought I'd try to transfer that into a cake design somehow, and this is what I came up with. If you guys enjoyed this tutorial, feel free to subscribe for more cake decorating instructionals. And if you could recreate this, I would love to see it. Hashtag Rosie's Dessert Spot so I can check it out. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again in the next one.